Welcome to the NXT Podcast, your home for weekly NXT reviews and insight.
The beautiful part of NXT is that when one dream ends, another dream begins.
Find all of your NXT news, recaps, and analysis right here. So with that being said, we only have one question for you.
Are you ready?
We thought so. Let's get the show started right now.
All right, everyone, this is Memphis Mark coming to you from Mullet Manor to do our NXT review, the 4th day of March, and, it's the first one after WrestleMania. Everything kind of changes once WrestleMania hits. Basketball season's about over. In the pros, over in the college, that hockey season's about over and it's getting ready to be baseball time. So here we go. They started off, they're a little different this week. They've got a little, first of all, they're commercial free the first 30 minutes. And then limited commercials after that, whatever. But it just seemed they had in their promos and stuff, seemed they just had a little clear. It's always technology catching up, and with the new video game coming out and everything, I'm sure they're trying to keep everything the most up to date they can be. And then, of course, you're gonna start the show out with Indy Hartwell, the ladies' champ, the new champ. And supposedly Roxanne Perez has been on a no social media type deal, but Indy comes out, congratulates everyone in a fairly decently read script, which I mean, are these people really that bad, or they have to script everything just so much? But she's going to give, she thanks everyone, and she's going to give the first shot back to Roxanne, which is going to bring out Zoe Stark. Now, Zoe Stark is a stud. She's a bad woman. Comes out, does a believable, a good little rebuttal, and talks Indy into a match for the title tonight. All right, so once Indy agrees, Zoe is overheard, hollering around that is the biggest mistake you've ever made. Sounded like Grayson Waller outside telling Johnny's wife outside the ring that was the biggest mistake before the thumpeth cometh downeth. So you've got that match coming up, and then you got a little get together, a little promo get together with Wesley, and he gets caught at the airport, and who just happens to be there but Axiom. And Axiom asked him, he'd like to have a match. So there you go on that side. And then we go into our first match of the night, and it is Tony D and Stacks against Pretty Deadly. And this all started, about 72 hours ago in an interview after a loss. Or it's an interview in the locker room with Pretty Deadly, and they come in and they're kind of making fun, and words are said, and then this match is now official. So, with Pretty Deadly, you know what you're getting, and you know what, pretty consistently with Tony D and Stacks, you know what you're getting. You're getting a good match, good solid moves, good storyline, sometimes you can get a really good one. So, in this match, Pretty Deadly is Pretty Deadly. They come out, of course, in their trademarked kind of crop tops, and they are just, look, man, I'm telling you, Pretty Deadly is destined for something bigger. If it doesn't screw, the writing doesn't screw them. It did sound like Triple H was giving his thank you in an acceptance speech during Raw. So hope this isn't very bad for all the NXT people. But anyway, they, Tony D and Stacks and Pretty Deadly, and the match is going to go pretty much like you would think. And this is a pretty good match. Now, I'll have to say, Stacks is getting better. Tony D is Tony D, the power move. He's really bringing more of a power game with his offense. And then Pretty Deadly is up to their old tricks. So, you've got a good match, a good watching match. You know what you're going to get it, like I said. And then they go to pull the skirt up over the apron, the little skirt that says NXT or whatever it says. It's usually some advertising. And they hide the untagged person in the apron, and while this is going on, they expose the top turnbuckle. All this going on as you get lulled in, you don't think, and the next thing you know, Tony D pulls back the apron. It's not the right guy. Here comes, I believe it was Kip or Elton or whatever they grab Tony D, slam him into the exposed turnbuckle, and they get a pin. So that's how that gets started. Now, look, it was kind of a little old schoolish. I kind of liked it. Pretty decent match, JC Jane cuts a promo after that. It's all about her, coming in on Gigi during the ladder match and costing her that match. So a pretty good little promo. But here is what I was kind of looking forward to see. You've got Dijak, 6'9", his story, rebranding. And you got Odyssey Jones. Now, Odyssey Jones was hurt for a while, and he's just getting back in. And I don't know a ton about Odyssey, but I can tell you what I saw in this match. It was very, very surprisingly good. Yeah, I said it. It was good. Dijak looks like a guy that really couldn't, he's waiting on a shower at a pilot truck stop somewhere, and he's pretty ticked off about it. And he's also got a few health problems. Anyway, and you got Odyssey Jones, which is a big guy too, so you got both of these guys, and this all stems from the Battle Royal where Dijak was thrown out and caught himself on the outside apron there, and then Odyssey takes him out, and then he takes out Odyssey. So they in this match, look, they come out hot and heavy. They're just freaking rolling at it, and these are big guys now, big guys. And the way they just, I tell you what, this is a perfect way to explain it. The match was good. It's definitely worth going back and watching. But you know how Flair, when they would throw Flair into the corner and he would flip over, and then usually he'd run down the apron and somebody'd clothesline him. But occasionally he would go over that top rope and sell it all the way. Well, this is Odyssey throws Dijak in, and he does the Flair flip and goes out, and it looks good. On this match, I got to say, both of these guys did a great job. And I know they're building Dijak, and they're doing, a strange version of a mixture between Big Boss Man and something else. He's got the sunglasses, and he comes out all dark. But look, man, Odyssey did really good in this match. And for me to say that it's a go back and watch match this early in the card, I would say it was definitely up there with Tony D and Pretty Deadly. You know what you're going to get there, like I've said, and that's a good match. It's not a great match. It's a good match, and TV worthy. But Odyssey and Dijak, I could see both of these guys. Of course, they're pushing Dijak, like I said, but Odyssey, hey, may be a damsel in distress there that may get rescued, because his career, I think they could do something with him. So, got the personality, got the look, got the size, got the athleticism. I mean, hey, but at the end, Dijak makes a little remark into the camera that I hope everyone enjoyed Stand and Deliver, whatever, meaning that he wasn't there. And he's pissed off now that he wasn't. So, like I said, these guys come out really good, and I really enjoyed this. So we'll go on from there. You got Dragon Lee. Now, I was impressed. Every time I've seen Dragon Lee, I've been impressed. And he put on one heck of a match at Stand and Deliver. And he does a good little promo. They've got him already hyped, so they're just pulling out stock video and making different stuff to make it look newer. But he's got a look. He's got the moves. He's got his entrance was great too. So anyway, you got the Dragon Lee promo, and then they do a little Gallus Boys, and their coffee's talking the new coffee, the one that just joined them back up, saying that he's got to add some gold since his brother and Wolfgang have already got some gold. So, maybe some writing up here in about, I'd say about 4 months. I'd think about 4 months, and there's some more gold. Maybe, who knows? All right. We're going to go from the Gallus brothers, Gallus on top, to Nathan Frazier and Dragon Lee. And, I like Nathan. I really do. I think he's somebody that they can definitely build off of. And, of course, Dragon Lee is Dragon Lee. So this would be like the biggest match Nathan's had if he can pull this off. And, Dragon Lee comes out with the big entrance, and he's got everything going. And then out of nowhere, somebody that I'm not familiar with, but I will be, is this Noam Dar. Noam Dar, I believe I said that right. He comes over with a big trophy, jumps out of the crowd, and puts his trophy right on the announcer's table. The Heritage Cup. It's endurance. I do know a little bit about that. It's more of 3 rounds. I'm not sure the exact rules, but he plants himself and sits down and says nobody's really worthy of this chance at this cup, but he's going to watch this match anyway. But if you're going to watch a match, this is the one to do it. Now, I believe in this match that they had to slow Dragon Lee down a little bit because he looks a little awkward in some spots, and they let Nathan be the aggressor, which they should have, and they did. So, it's a good match. I'm just still blown away about the Odyssey Jones and Dijak. It's my kind of match, but Nathan does great. Dragon Lee does great. I mean, they're going to match each other's moves. They're just going to be tit for tat because they're both that good. So, look, this match, when they went to picture in picture, Dragon Lee and Nathan still looked fast. So, it was kind of like a stalemate, Dragon Lee gets that big stomp, and really just, you keep thinking he's going to win. In the end, it's a big knee. It's not as impressive as the pins that Nathan kicked out of, the one that he got caught and lost to. But, hey, a great match. A very good match. Yeah. If I say great by accident, I don't care. So, so far, a lot better than Raw was. You were going to, you're not going to get surprises and debuts on NXT, but neither did you on Raw. Okay, so they go from that. yeah, they go from that, they go to a big Chase U promo. And, of course, Andre is thanking the honorary member, Tyler Bate, the big strong boy. And so he's going through that, and then Duke kind of lets him know, hey, what about what I did? So, they play it off good, saying, oh, I know how you don't like the admiration or all the acknowledgement. So, and he's like, well, and he stands up and gives his own pitch, and he does a good job at it. And so, hey, good promo. They're going to give Duke the MVP next week. So the MVP trophy. And then you got a little spot with Alba Fire and Isla Dawn, and what do they call that? The unholy reunion. And they can build out of this. Isla Dawn has definitely got the look and the feel. So, and Alba has that outlaw vampire kind of doesn't conform to normal graveyard activity. Not your typical type. But Alba is bad to the bone herself. So, good promo. They're setting it up. So, hey. And then you got Wesley doing, of course, a scripted promo. Scripted, you see the theme. Was scripted. But they're going to have Axiom in the North American Championship match coming up. But then you've got, excuse me, I'm sorry, Zoe Stark versus Indy in one of the two title matches here. So, of course, Zoe's thinking that she's going to run over that, because it is, the first title shot 72 hours ago. And Zoe, right, even you can hear Zoe going up, right, when they announce her, it's about time your title runs up. And this is a pretty good match. Zoe is badass, so it's going to be pretty good. But Zoe did her best interpretation, I think, tonight of Mid-Atlantic Paul Orndorff. If you go back and look at his matches in Mid-Atlantic, that's what she looked like and had the temperament of. So just my opinion. But good match, but in a night of really good matches, this wasn't a night to have an okay match. Zoe tries to get this Z360, she doesn't get it. Indy ends up countering a move and winning the match. And then after that, you've got Tiffany Stratton that comes out. And then out of nowhere, Cora Jade is back. Bron's young lady, his girlfriend, is back. So we'll see where this goes. But Tiffany and her also had a little beef, and she had another little beef outside. So there's beef everywhere with Cora Jade. So she is back in the fold. And then I got to do this because it's on the show, but you got the soap opera. You got Kiana James and Brooks, they're arguing, and then you got Jensen and Valen, and they talk a bunch, and then there's some words, and then somebody says, leave me alone, stay out of my relationships. So, yeah, couldn't see that one coming for a mile. But you do have Ivy Now and Tatum Paxley, the student and the pupil, former partners, going to get back in here. And look, I think it's hard for Ivy Now not to look like she's whooping your butt, because she can whoop your butt. So they let Tatum look good in this match. And she might be a little bit better as a wrestler than Ivy. Ivy's so stiff, but it's because Ivy knows how to do the moves, so it's harder to not do them to what you've been trained. So this match is what you thought it would be. Ivy now is going to get her revenge and win this match. They did announce during this, though, that Butch Miller, one of the Bushwhackers, had passed away. So rest in peace. The Bushwhackers, I can remember them coming out on Channel 5 wrestling in Memphis, and they were a different Bushwhackers than the ones in the WWE. When I saw them, they kicked butt. They tore stuff up, and they, you knew they had been there. So there you go. There you go. Rest in peace, Butch of the Bushwhackers. And you got a Dragunov promo where he looks like a pilot for Delta, and Vaughn comes out, and now Mr. Stone is saying, look, I didn't want you to pick this fight, but if you're going to pick it and you don't win it, I'm out of here. Yep, that's what they're saying. The manager is leaving the talent. What a wacky world. So you've got that match coming up. After that, then you've got the North American Championship with Axiom and Wes Lee. And you know that this is going to be move for move. And Wes Lee really impressed me in the premium event, which was Stand and Deliver. And they are going to the next event, while I'm thinking about it, is Battleground. So that's what this will be leading up to. But in this match, you know what you're going to get. Axiom, though, man, he just really, really impresses the crap out of me. His moves, they were going from move to move to counter to move to move to counter. And Axiom always looked like he was definitely calling that. And he's just good. Now, Nathan and Dragon Lee were great earlier, but man, Axiom and Wes Lee, Wes Lee is good. Still don't think they're using him right, but at least they're using him, so they're getting something out of there. But man, Axiom just move for move. He doesn't need to have the ball to score. You don't have to run offense for him. It's the cliches like that fit Axiom. It's a great match. And then Axiom loses the match in the end here, but out of nowhere, Scripps, since it's been scripted all tonight, Scripps is talking. So they're building this up, and you know what's going to happen. He comes flying in off a trampoline or some crap like he's been doing. So I'm expecting, why are they giving this guy to build? All right, so you figure they're getting ready to let him have a spectacular move. And yes, he makes a spectacular entrance into a freaking kick upside the head. And Axiom tells him, I'll expose you. But it was good. He comes jumping in, and you think he's going to get the push, man, and Axiom, bam, shut down. So I did like that. Hey, having a little bit of a dog come out of Nathan Frazier in this match, in the match earlier, was kind of surprising. And then Axiom and Wes Lee, you knew they were going to let Wes Lee win this match, But I will have to say this on Wes. Axiom does a move on him where he almost rolls him up and gets a pin. And Wes has this look of astonishment on his face. And I thought he played it freaking great. Hey, we got some stuff coming out of that. All right. So, and you're thinking it's about through. Well, they do a little promo of the new NXT stars coming in. A lady and a couple gentlemen. And, so the plot thickens, now that the mustached man is back. We won't mention by name there, but then you got Mello coming out for his party. He won the belt. So him and Trick come out, and the 2-time champ. The crowd's hollering Mello, and everybody's saying the him era, the him. So it was pretty good. And then he does a little old school. Hey, let's call Bron out And let's thank him for the class move he did by presenting the belt, even after Trick got involved. All right, so they call Bron out. So, of course, Bron's going to come out. So Bron comes out, and there's a lot of, you so good, and you so good, and you so good, and you so good. So, the butt kissing. So, he thanks, Bron, and Bron gets on the mic. He gets the stick, and he says that, hey, look, I learned, to be a champ, you got to learn how to lose, that kind of deal. And he was talking about Ciampa, taught him, the gracious way that he did. So he wanted to follow suit. So, hey, it's pretty good. They thanked each other. They had the butt kissing party, and Bron's about to leave. His music cranks, and then Mello, calls him back and goes, man, and look, come on, man, one more time. And they do the pose. And then Bron does, what I think we all wished he'd have done, and we hadn't seen it, but he does it. He does it. He does the turn. He does the heel turn. And Bron starts kicking everybody. He takes out Mello. He takes out Trick. He drops another move on Mello. So now the crowd is mixed. They don't know what to do. Some people are going, ah, and some people are going, why? And some people are going, yeah. So you got everything you want. Everything you want. When I ran nightclubs, I wanted the dance floor full. I wanted the bar full. I wanted a line at the bathroom so they could clear that bladder and fill it back up. And that's what this little part had. Bron had the look. He had the attitude. Man, Bron may be better. He may be better as a heel. Think about that. They're trying to build this baby face up, and then he comes out. They let him do one exploder on somebody coming out and go bad on him, turn heel a little bit, and it looks freaking great. Trick was pulling over, trying to protect Mello at the end with the belt, making sure that got in the camera shot, and the crowd hollering one more time. So after they went off TV, or off the TV time, that he probably went back in and did it again. And they had a little mess up at the start of the show, too, at least on my feed, to where you could hear them telling the crowd, let's count them down and we'll all scream together. So a little bit of mess ups there. But I did like the new Bron turn. So maybe we got something. Maybe, by accident, sometimes the greatest things happen by accident. So, let's see what the future holds. All right, guys. Well, as I said, this is pretty good. A few good matches to go back and watch if you have the time. And, the Bron turn is definitely worth going back and looking at. So, just in my humble opinion. But, all right, guys. Well, look, this week we're all done here, and I want to thank you all. And, of course, next week we'll be back, and you never know if there's new projects on the way. So this is Memphis Mark, and rescue if you can. Spay and neuter, always. And we're still holding strong, Covington strong. Y'all have a great night. This is Memphis Mark, and I'm out.
Thanks for listening to the WWE Podcast. Don't forget to subscribe on your favorite podcast app so you don't miss a show, or head to WWEpodcast.com. And for all of these shows ad-free, head over to patreon.com/WWE Podcast. Until then, we'll see you next time.